thank you so much for joining me today. We are going to continue exploring more Celestial Storm decks that I have planned for you guys today. I have 3 decks planned. I'm not sure if we'll have time for all 3 of them, but we're definitely gonna try. And we are going to start with Zoroark MAGCARGO control deck. So this is very similar to what Tor Dreklev got second place with at NAIC. However, it has the inclusion of the new MAGCARGO. Yeah, so this new MAGCARGO, and I say new because it used to exist a very long time ago. I actually used to play with this card when it was first released in EX Deoxys, I believe back in either 2005 or 2006. I'm pretty sure it was 2005 actually. Yeah, because Luricargo was a deck in 2005. So yeah, Luricargo used to be a very big archetype, smooth over, the ability is just insane. You get to choose a card from your deck and you put it at the top. Unipanther fan, Manchas, Tama Drummer, Frank, Henry, thank you guys so much for being here, as well as everyone who isn't necessarily chatting but who is here as well, such as Turo Flarian. Thank you guys so much for being here. And so as I was saying, MAGCARGO 90 HP can be searched for with Level Ball, which could be relevant in Expanded. But the ability Smooth Over, being able to search your deck for any card and putting it at the top and then combining that with trade and drawing said card is actually really good. It adds a ton of skill to the game simply because, or to the deck rather, simply because you're not gonna whiff, right? Whatever card you chose, either it's the right decision or it's the wrong decision, but it's on you. And that means it's a skill-based card, which is really, really good. Its attacks are its attack and retreat costs are essentially irrelevant, as well as its weakness and resistance, simply because we have no fire energy, we have floatstones to retreat it, and we don't have fire energy to attack with it. Now, combining with MAGCARGO, we have Zoroark GX, 210 HP, ability trade, we discard a card and draw 2, and then Righteous Beating deals 20 damage for each of our Pokemon in play, which is really, really good. 20 damage up to 120, and then with a Choice Band, which we are now playing in this deck, means we deal 150 damage. Now, tech cards include Mew-EX in order to try and combat Buzzwole a little bit better. With its versatile ability, we can copy Righteous Beating and therefore knock out Buzzwole GX. And then we have Sylveon EX, which with its attack Dress Up, it deals 30 damage plus 30 more. That's 60 if it has a tool card attached, and then if that tool card is Choice Band, that means it's dealing 90 damage, and therefore we are able to one-hit KO. Rayquaza GX, which is the new hottest card in the format, and it's also really good. We also have the Oranguru with Resource Management, the integral part of this deck, because we do have a ton of resource denial cards, such as Team Flurgrant, such as Enhanced Hammer, such as Delinquent, Parallel City, etc. So Resource Management allows us to put back said cards and to be able to out-resource our opponent, especially if they're not running Oranguru in the Zoroark mirror matches. It ends up being really, really useful because you get to fully discard all their DCEs, you get to discard their energy in play, etc. I was just thinking, this Team Flurgrant probably should be a Plumeria, just so that you can target energy pretty much everywhere. We're not too bothered by the discard of 2. But moving on to the supporters, and I don't know if chat is working properly. Moving on to the supporters, we have Triple Bridget to set up. We have Triple N for Hand Denial. We have the 1 Cynthia and the 1 Sycamore. We don't have Malo anymore because we do have the MAGCARGO line. And then we have the 1 Delinquent to deny resources by discarding a Stadium and discarding 3 cards from our opponent's hand. We have a Plumeria in order to discard an energy anywhere it is. And we have Guzmas to make sure we're targeting the right Pokemon or sticking the wrong one for our opponent in the active spot. Now we have the 4 Puzzle and 4 Ultra Ball as is standard in Zoroark decks. We have double Evo Soda in order to make sure and I see now what you guys mean by the mouse. The mouse is really weird. Double Evo Soda to make sure that that we are able to get our evolutions out as soon as possible. Just making sure I can see the mouse properly. We have one enhanced hammer to deny, or two enhanced hammers rather, to deny special energy. We have double counter catcher to make sure that we can trap something, we can resource management, or we can target the right threat. We also have two max potion to make sure that we can heal our Pokemon and make sure we outlast our opponents. And as you can see, we have like max potion and counter catcher, which are essentially Acerola replacements to Acerolas and Guzmas, but they are not item cards, and therefore we have the ability to use them and end our opponent or something like that. We have the one rescue stretcher to reuse the Mew, to reuse our Zoroarks, and potentially reuse the Sylveon EX now as well. We have one Pearl City, we have one Reverse Valley to add up to 130, and then in terms of tool cards, we had to add Choice Band to make sure it comboed properly with Sylveon EX, and we have the two Float Stones so that we can move around our Pokemon, and especially MAGCARGOs, making sure they're not trapped in the active spot, and to Weakness Policy to protect ourselves a little bit from Buzzwole. 4 DCs round out the deck, and so let's save the changes I made to the list. I guess I didn't mention the 3 Tableles, but those really don't need mentioning. So we are now going to try out the Zoroark MAGCARGO deck, and then we'll see if we have time. Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new stream. I'm gonna be continuing from yesterday since we got interrupted by that internet weird spike. I'll be playing a few more games of Zoroark MAGCARGO. I also feel like yesterday we weren't really able to showcase the deck properly because we weren't getting those really good hands. So if you're watching this on YouTube, there are a few games you missed where we just were death throwing kinda. So if you wanted to, you could check them out on Twitch, but I think these games, or I'm hoping these games, will be a lot more worthy of YouTube. And thanks so much for the follow, Chamoy. Obey Noe, hola. Miguel Martin, thanks so much for being here. Henry, TP, Claudio, Destroyer King, Joe Bro, and Verekia, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. And yep, I mean, these are the sort of hands that I'm talking about. Just completely unplayable hands. Seems like we're on the same train as yesterday, but what are you gonna do, right? Nothing I can do about that. So we'll see how this works out. We seem to have against a Psychic Fighting deck. I saw my opponent fighting, so probably Pseudo Wudo to limit my bench. Everyone leads off with the Lele. I mean, there is a chance this Luckman survives the turn, which is good, obviously. That's good. Top deck Bridget, that would be amazing. Top decking Bridget, Lele, or Ultra Ball would definitely be pretty good. And my opponent passes. We don't exactly top deck a Bridget. I mean, is this worth it, or do I Sycamore? I don't think I Sycamore. I think I'm gonna go with this. I'll keep the Ultra Ball at the top. And so, we have a chance that we lose right away next turn. Although it's not looking great for my opponent to be able to do that. Needs... I mean, I assume he doesn't have energy in his hand. That's why he didn't attach any the previous turn. Interesting that he benched the Dawnwing, so I assume he wasn't paying too much attention. Troaban, thanks so much for the follow. I assume he wasn't paying too much attention to the previous screen and therefore doesn't know I'm playing Zoroark. Either he top decked that Psychic or he top decked the Ultra. But if he top decked the Psychic, it makes no sense for him not to have played it. I mean, if he top decked the Ultra Ball, it makes no sense for him not to have played the Psychic the previous turn. Quando Scizor? Scizor probably next week at some point, you know? So close, Joe Bro. So close, just not quite. Okay, so now my opponent needs to discard another Psychic and to have gotten a Psychic. Discards Parallel City though, which is good. That is good. There's a second Malamar, however, only one Psychic. So unless my opponent has Elixir, attach Psychic Recharge, Slugma will survive and we will be able to set up here. Lodestone on the Dawnwings, that's completely fine. Psychic on the active, interesting decision. Okay, so go ahead and discard this and the Max Potion, and then we'll grab Lele and we'll set up with our Bridget. Really weird that my opponent chose to discard the Parallel rather than play it down. I mean, unless you're trying to play around Delinquent, but then if you are, then why? If you know you're up against Zoroark, then why would you bench the Dawnwings? And we shall pass. And hello, Waddling Corgis, thanks so much for being here. Okay, once again we have MAGCARGO watching over us, making sure we don't do any silly mistakes today. And we see Lele for another Cynthia, which is fine. My opponent needs a Psychic in order to KO this Slugma, although that seems like a bit of an overextension if he decides to just what's the name of the attack? If he decides to Prismatic Burst my poor Slugma. And it seems like that's what we're going to see. We're going to see 190 damage to my poor Slugma here. Okay, Prismatic Burst gets the knockout. My opponent draws first blood, technically, which is completely fine. Choice Band probably going to be the card that I discard. I don't really gain too much by attacking the Necrozma. The Necrozma can knock out my Zoroark though. So I guess I will do this. And then I think I'm definitely gonna trade the Choice Band. Doesn't seem too useful here. And get an Ultra Ball. So I'm definitely gonna Lele here. Gonna Lele, my Mew is prized. Oh no, my Mew is not prized actually. The Mew is not prized. To conserve my puzzle piece, because I already used one. I'm gonna go for Cynthia here, rather than Sycamore, because I want to keep my puzzle piece. Hola Trey, muchas gracias por estar por aquí, and we shall Cynthia. Okay, so we do find the Mew. And we had the Float Stone in the previous hand, however, it was impossible to know this. Yeah, it was actually impossible to know this. Oh, this is pretty amazing actually. No need to KO the Dawnwings right now, like that's always available for me to KO. But KOing the Malamar here is pretty good. KOing the Malamar means my opponent can only attack me with Lele next turn. And if he decides to try and like power up Necrozma and leave it on the bench, we could try to target down this Malamar, get a knockout that way. So we're in a pretty good spot. We're in a pretty good spot despite the hand that we drew. And that's how bad the, any Zoroark matchup is for Malamar. This is a perfect example of how much of a bad matchup Malamar has against Zoroark. I puzzled on turn 1 with one Slugma, going second, and I'm still in prime position to take this game. So it's interesting because Malamar can definitely take down Buzzle, but then it really struggles against Zoroark. And between, like, in the triangle, Zoroark decks have a better chance at beating Buzzle than Malamar decks have a chance at beating Zoroark. So that's why you favor Zoroark. And Buzzle probably has a better chance at beating Malamar than Malamar has at beating Zoroark. Hey Josh, how are you doing today? Very nice icon you have there for TwitchCon 17. That looks pretty cool. Okay, so we do have our beautiful MAGCARGO. We don't have... Okay, I'm gonna trade the weakness policy. Pretty much we don't have a way to get a knockout this turn. Right? But that's not terrible. So I think I'm just gonna I'm gonna smooth over for another Zoroark. Just to keep that. Where does Rayquaza fit in the triangle? Okay, so I think Rayquaza is like, it's outside of the triangle. I think it has a good chance to beat all three decks. It's just I don't know, it's just not that great. Well, I mean, it is a pretty strong deck. I don't know, it's weird. It's generally very weird. Okay, I can't take a knockout on the Malamar, so I'm just gonna go ahead and Righteous Beating. This is fine, guys. This is fine. Because I can smooth over for a puzzle piece if I want to, or if I need to. Okay, so where does Rayquaza fit in the triangle? I think Rayquaza has a decent Zoroark matchup. Especially if they don't end up... Pick Electric, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the bits. Especially if they don't have the Fairy type Pokemon tech to deal with Rayquaza. I think it struggles a little bit with Malamar to an extent. And Goon Squad, thanks so much for the follow. And I think it goes toe to toe against Buzzle. So Rayquaza kind of makes it like a square. Like, it's a fourth deck that's trying to beat all three, but it has an okay matchup, just not great. So it's like a 50-50. It's kind of like Greninja used to be, which Greninja has the power to beat all the decks, but it doesn't quite do it, you know? And hello Cricket, thanks so much for being here. Pick Electric, what post-rotation deck do I think will be the best? It's really hard for me to tell because I haven't given any thought to post-rotation, but I think Buzzle is still going to be strong. I think Malamar is actually going to be stronger than it currently is because there won't be any parallel city to stop it from Zoroark. I think Zoroark decks will still remain pretty good. I think Lucario GX could see some play. I think Metal Beast Bugs are going to be pretty decent. All of those are potentially good plays. Which one is the best? It's really impossible to say right now. Yeah. Okay, so here's the thing. I can, thanks to... Okay, I messed this up. I should have promoted that Zoroark. Thanks to Counter Catcher, I can actually KO the Dunwings this turn. Or I could just KO another Malamar. I could definitely do that. Or I can KO the Necrozma. That's also another option. But I think KOing a Malamar is better here. So I'm gonna trade the Zoroark GX, and then I'm gonna smooth over for a Counter Catcher. Yeah, if I had promoted Zoroark, I would have done a different play, but it's all good. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have this match regardless. You wanna trade the N? You're welcome, Pick Electric. Thanks so much for the bits. Okay, so I'm gonna go after the Malamar here because that prevents, once again, it prevents a back-to-back attack, which is great for us. I'm gonna go ahead and play this here just so I don't have it anymore, and then we'll Righteous Beating. My opponent should not be able to take a prize card this turn unless he gets a crazy elixir turn onto this guy and has a Guzma to knock out a Lele, or maybe MAGCARGO. But either way, this Zoroark is pretty much guaranteed to survive, and then our play next turn is either going to be... It's probably going to be KO Dunwings with Counter Catcher plus N. Something like that. Yeah. That's gonna be our play. Yeah, mouse is still broken indeed. It's a Streamlabs OBS thing. Yeah. It's not too, it's not too far away, but yeah, it is still broken. It is still broken. I mean, what I could do is what I could do is remove it. Yeah, I could remove the mouse. I could definitely remove the mouse. Capture cursor, and that way, yeah, it no longer shows up. So that way it doesn't get more confusing than it needs to be. Yeah. Okay, so there's the Marshadow. There is the Marshadow. And so, like, it could be a problem. Definitely won't be, but could be. Oh, my opponent did play an Elixir this turn. Plays a Barrel CD. This does mean I need Field Blower, which I was going to want anyways to get rid of that. And I guess my opponent retreats into this guy. I have to take 2 prizes. Basically, I have to take 2 prizes this turn, and I have to take 2 prizes next turn. No, the how doesn't matter. Ooh. Is he going to Hypnosis me? Is he actually going to Hypnosis me? Michael, thanks so much for the follow. No, he goes for Energy Absorption for 140 damage. Okay. That's fair. So, basically, I can smooth over for a puzzle, right? I can smooth over for a puzzle. Yeah. Okay. So I won't be using double puzzle this game, but that's fine. Because double puzzle gets me Field Lord plus Choice Band, which is what I need to knock out the Marshadow. And then I end, and then that's why I smoothed over before I trade it, because I want to save the other trade for after I end my opponent down to 1 card. So I'm gonna puzzle for this and this. Yeah, this means I have KO on Marshadow, which is great. Great. And then I shall Ultra Ball just to thin. You know, I'm trying to thin here. I'll grab this Logma. You never know when I might need a second smooth over. I'll bench that guy. I will also bench the Mew. If it gets taken down, that's completely fine. I will Choice Band, and I will end. So we have the knockout on the Marshadow. We'll go down to 2 prizes, and we have pretty much every attacker over here as a potential KO with either Mew or the Zoroark, and we already got the Kuzma. So I can just smooth over for the DC if I really needed to, or this is just icing on the cake. I can go ahead and do this. And this is 100% game. Let's see some Zoroark Weavile. I don't have Zoroark Weavile Agansi prepared for today, but I'll be happy to feature that during the week. Yeah, I'll be happy to feature Zoroark Weavile during the week. It's just with Zoroark Arbiter and Buzzwole existing and probably being some of the top decks, I don't think it's very good. But I could try to feature it. Hello? Okay, so Lily up front. That's fine. Yeah, like despite falling behind early, we were always under control here. Now we can choose. Oh, Agansi. Well, I'm not going to be doing anything post-rotation until after Worlds, so... But yeah, Zoroark Weavile post-rotation, probably decent. Probably very decent. And then... we can just KO whatever Pokemon we want. And that's gonna be the game. And this is how usually a Zoroark versus Malamar matchup ends up playing out. Usually. Yeah. Okay, perfect. So let's find another game. At least there we showcase the Zoroark against Malamar matchup. Now I'm hoping we get a more standard start with the Zoroark. A Bridget turn 1 would be a beautiful sight to have. Yeah, definitely be a beautiful sight to have, because it's definitely not something we've seen. With Zoroark MAGCARGO. That MAGCARGO looks so chill, right? Would you like to go first? Yes, I would like to go first. I really like the MAGCARGO. I was just hanging out. Maybe it looks better here. Behind. Maybe it should be behind the jar. Right? It's just hiding there. It's hanging out. Okay, at least we get to go first. At least we got to go first. And we're up again. What in the world is that? Whismer. Can use attack only if you go second, and only on your first turn. Your opponent can play any trainer cards from their hand during their next turn, so you actually can't play anything. Not items, but no items, supporters, or stadiums. Interesting attack. I have no idea what Exploud does, honestly. Okay, my opponent doesn't have energy, which is good news. Why don't I buy boosters for the coins? Because I have everything in this account. I literally have 4 of everything, so I don't need to. Okay. I'm really hoping I can trade here into a basic, so I can knock out this Whismer. Definitely not gonna be needing that. And nope, I'm just gonna be dealing 40 damage and taking 10 from the Shrine of Punishment. 20 actually. In between turns. Yeah, so that's why I have over 20,000 coins in this account. I did ask Pokemon if they would let me transfer these coins to my other account, but they ignored my question. Okay, so this is a sort of spread deck. I don't know why you would use Deoxys rather than Mewtwo, unless my opponent is trying to play post-rotation, which could be the case. Right, it definitely could be the case. I'm gonna lead off with the Delinquent. Yeah, Destroyer King, I think. I think a lot of them are going to bring Rayquaza, actually. And then I'm not gonna discard the Kuzma, I'm gonna discard one Zoroark. Well, okay, I'll replay my supporter for the turn. Yeah, let's do the Floatstone. Let's bench another Zorua. Have I tested Rayquaza? Yes. On the day the set came out, I ended up playing with Rayquaza GX and Rayquaza Garb. If you want to check out those videos, they are on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Tablemon. That's where you can see Rayquaza GX in action. So far, just Rayquaza GX with Tapu Koko GX, and on Monday is the recap of Rayquaza GX with Garbodor. Okay, so we see more spreading, which is honestly fine. Let's do that, let's do that, and let's do this. And double puzzle could be useful. Okay, I think, yeah, I'm gonna use double puzzle for the Ultra Ball and the Zoroark. Because I want to set up MAGCARGO, I don't want to take too much damage from the Shrine of Punishment here. So I haven't traded once, right? I'm never gonna be behind in this matchup. Thank you, Ray. Thank you. Okay, perfect. We get to smooth over MAGCARGO naturally, so I'm gonna smooth over for a Field Blower. And then I'm gonna trade away the Brigetti Spaghetti or the Plumeria. Probably the Brigetti. The Plumeria could see some use. Oh, what a surprise. And then I think I just take a kill. That 40, depending on how much HP Exploud has, which I'm assuming is not over 160, that 40 damage could actually be pretty relevant. Oricorio deals 30 damage to each GX and EX on both sides of the field. The rare candy into Exploud. And 150 HP. Okay, so the 40 damage is actually pretty good. Dangerous Concert, 80 damage, and this attack does 30 damage to each of your opponent's bench Pokemon that has any damage counters on it. We get Judge, so yeah, my opponent is definitely using a post-rotation deck. My opponent is 100% using a post-rotation deck. Deal 60 damage, that's completely fine. Okay, so I'm gonna trade once. I'm gonna trade a hammer. With a stadium, I have KO on Oricorio. Ooh, the puzzle. I think I'm gonna smooth over for the delinquent here. As in, I'm gonna smooth over Puzzle of Time. Oh, actually, no, this is fine. Oops. And I'll trade away the Bridget. And then I will double puzzle for the delinquent and Guzma or Field Blower. Probably Guzma, because I'm out of puzzles now. So I will do that. And I will do that to get rid of my opponent's 2 cards. Hey Frank, thanks so much for being here. Guzma and Volkner. Okay, and then I'm gonna Ultra Wall these 2 for another Zoroark. And that gets me the KO. And I should be good here. I generally should be good against this post-rotation Exploud deck. Let's see what my opponent top decks though. Let's see what my opponent top decks here. Sycamore. Oh, he can't play Sycamore. Pick Electric, thank you so much for the 5 bits. Very kind of you. Okay. So this is good news for us. I'm gonna trade this. The Delinquent Full Art is one of your favorite illustrations. That's pretty cool. Okay, I'm gonna smooth over for another Zoroark. Yeah, I've been thinking a lot about the full arts lately. I was thinking maybe it would be a good time to invest into full arts. And then I'll trade this. What's the verdict on raid decks in general? I think they're pretty good. I actually think they are pretty good. Okay, remove the energy, which is great news. I'll bench the Lele to make sure I have knockout on Coco. I'll grab another Guzma, just in case. And there's literally nothing my opponent can do at this point. The game will be over in 3 turns. Yeah? In 3 more turns. As I take my last 3 prizes. Because he doesn't even have Espeon EX, because it's a post-rotation deck. It doesn't have Parallel City. So yeah, raid decks I think are pretty good. And there's the victory. Yep. There's the victory. So 2 for 2 today. Let's make it 3 for 3. Let's make it 3 for 3. Okay. We seem to be up against Ultra Necrozma deck. Based on the Psychic plus Dragon. Or, this is, no, never mind. This is Rayquaza. Based on the coin, this is 100% Rayquaza. So this should be... Ooh. Still no... Oh no, we do have the turn 1. Never mind. I was about to say, still no turn 1... No turn 1 Bridget, but we actually do have it here. And we start the Sylveon, which is great. That's such a cool art. That's such cool artwork. Okay, my opponent starts Lele, which is not horrible when playing Rayquaza. It's better than starting Rayquaza, I think. Is Zoroark the only deck that I will play today? No. This is the last game of Zoroark MAGCARGO, and afterwards I will be moving on to Duskmane Necrozma with Taka. Yeah, and after that, if I'm feeling like it or if I have time, I'm gonna be playing Xerneas Break with Electro GX. Yeah, those are the 3 decks that I have for today. They were meant to be played yesterday, but I had a lot going on yesterday, so I had to cut the stream earlier. But yeah, after Zoroark, it's gonna be Duskmane Necrozma with Taka. Yeah. Okay, so there's a Rayquaza. Discards a Rayquaza and 2 Lightning, which is good news. So yeah, Fighting Fury Belt, that's fine. So yeah, Float Zone on the active. We're gonna see Trubbish, so it is Raycarb. And we're gonna see a draw supporter of some kind, I imagine. Rescue Stretcher, okay. So discarding the Rayquaza actually benefits my opponent. And not today, Peak Electric. Not today. I'm just grinding the ladder today. Frank, how does Zoroark win against other Zoroark decks reliably? That's a very good question. I think that's the one thing holding back Zoroark Bennett. That you don't beat other Zoroark decks reliably. You need to play a lot of Zoroark techs, if you will. You need to play Heavy Enhanced Hammer, Heavy Parallel. Baby Buzzwole, since you're already playing the Rainbows, is a pretty decent idea. Wow, my opponent actually decides to go aggressive against my Sylveon EX. I don't mind that too much, honestly. I don't think I mind that too much. Okay, I'm gonna evolve here. So I have 1 Smooth Over guaranteed, and I'm gonna end. I'm hoping for a Zoroark, so that at least I can attack. Oh, come on. Come on. Okay, this helps, I guess. And I'm gonna Smooth Over for the Zoroark. What's more difficult to get though? I feel like the most difficult card to get is the Choice Band. So I could consider smoothing over for the Choice Band and then ending once again. No, I'm definitely gonna lose the Sylveon actually. Not getting a Zoroark or an Ultra Wall or an Evosoda is really bad here. Really bad. I need to save the Field Lore for the possible card. But yeah, getting 2 more energy in play for Ray to take down the Sylveon is not gonna be hard at all. That was such a bad draw off of the end. What is the toughest matchup for Rayquaza? Zoroark Arbiter. Zoroark Arbiter is the worst matchup for any Rayquaza deck because of Trash Challenge. Yeah, simply because of Trash Challenge. And there's the 4th Rayquaza here. Smoothing over the Parallel could have actually been a decent call. Now my opponent doesn't even need energy per turn for the turn, and didn't have any actually. Didn't have energy for the turn. Okay, so I think I'd rather lose a Lele than a Zoroark. So, and there's still a chance I could get the Sylveon KO. It's just not very likely. Ending my opponent seems like my best bet here. I'm gonna Field Blower those 2. I'm gonna play down the weakness policy, and I'm going to end. I have a chance to get Sylveon here, to get a Sylveon KO. That's part of it, I guess. And here we go. So I'm gonna trade this Ultra Ball. Okay, that really helps potentially. And then I'm gonna trade this. I need the perfect trade here. Not even. Yeah. Okay, the Proud City actually helps. The Proud City probably makes it so that... Ooh. Actually, this is decent. If I bring up the Lele... I think I bring up the Trubbish? Yeah, I'll bring up the Trubbish because it doesn't have a Floatstone. Then I'll parallel. If I had promoted Zoroark, I would have knockout on the Trubbish. But maybe not knocking out the Trubbish is actually fine. Okay, so I should definitely smooth over here. Gonna smooth over for what exactly? Gonna TCE and keep it in my hand. What do I even need here? Not a basic Pokemon. No more worrying about Zoroark, I mean Garbodor. So I think the Floatstone? No, I'll grab TCE. What do you think will be the most popular decks at Worlds? Zoroark decks, any and all variants, and Rayquaza. I think those are gonna be the most popular ones. And we shall pass. So yeah, Trash Avalanche is Zoroark's, Rayquaza's worst enemy. Hello Dante, how are you doing? It's been a while indeed. I'm doing well, thank you. Okay, so my opponent, wow. We end my opponent down to Garb, Elixir, Energy, Rayquaza. I mean down to Elixir, Energy, Rayquaza, Energy, Elixir, Garb. Jeez. That was actually pretty bad. Okay, the Flowstone top deck definitely helps. The Flowstone top deck means we have a KO here. Well, we had to KO with Kuzma anyways, but now we can do it with N, I guess. Okay, so I smooth over for... Oh no, I don't have it. Oh, jeez, I need Choice Band and Puzzle Piece. Oh my gosh. I need way too much here. Am I prepared for Worlds? No, not yet. The new set came out this week, so I've only just started getting into that mood, if you will. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna have to do. Jeez. Yeah, I'm gonna have to double puzzle here. For Counter Catcher plus Sylveon. Okay, gonna double puzzle. But basically, if my opponent gets another energy into play, I am dead. I am toast. I am actually toast. I mean, I guess I could try to take for the choice band. It's just I only have one choice band. I might have to sacrifice MAGCARGO here. But I think I'm gonna give myself the option. Ooh, I could Delinquent actually. Delinquent might be better than N. Yeah, I'm gonna Delinquent and sacrifice the MAGCARGO here. It's gonna come down to my opponent's top deck. Let's see what the cards are, what the three cards are. Latias and 2 energy. Okay, that's good. That's good news. And so, as long as my opponent doesn't top deck an energy here, we should be okay. Yes, he gets this knockout, but that's fine. He chooses not to knock out, I just smooth over for my other Floatstone, potentially. No, come on. You're kidding me. Oh well. So that's gonna be it for Zoroark MAGCARGO, guys. The deck is strong, don't get me wrong, it's just... I mean, what do you do there? We were always on the back foot, we never got the right combination of cards in our hand, we lost the Sylveon too early because we started with it. If we hadn't started with it, it would have been completely different. I don't know. Nothing you can do there, right? Nothing you can do there. How many good spells my opponent had left, I have no idea. He had a little over 10 cards in his deck. It happens, right? It happens. So yeah. If you're watching on YouTube, guys, don't forget to leave a like. It really helps out the channel. Yeah. Thanks so much for watching. If you're watching live with me on Twitch, don't go anywhere, guys. I will be right back in a second with our next deck, which will be Duskmane Necrozma with Taka Taka. So don't go anywhere, guys. I will be right back.